So today's session's quite long-ish, quite a lot of stuff in it. We're going to start with the safety, health and wellbeing information from Laurie. I'm then going to talk about logistics. Going to talk a little bit about roles, requirements and supervisors. Talk about the volunteer agreement and the deposit. Communications prior to the event and questions. You have a chance to ask us questions at the end, but if you've got questions as we're going along, please ask. But we will also be asking you some questions, so you don't just feel like you've been talked at for however long, and hopefully it'll be a way of keeping you awake as well. All right, I'll hand over to Laurie.
Thank you. Okay, for my sins, I've been in the university 19 years and been a safety advisor for 4 years, so relatively new in that role, but not in this role. I'm just going to talk to you about some common sense things that you need to think about while you're away. So we'll work through. You'll be glad to know it's not too long, so the most exciting bit is the shortest bit. This is what we're going to have a quick look at, pre-site briefing, which really is what you're doing now. When you're here at your induction, you're going to get all the information you need, so I'm not going to elaborate on that. It's just really to bring it to your attention. A few things you can do while you're there. Again, it's common sense stuff. Your behaviour and how you are viewed by other people when you're undertaking your ambassador's role, because obviously when you're there, you're representing yourself as a student and the university, and a couple of bits on health and safety. So planning before you travel, you've all received information and you're here today, so that's already a little way down the road into understanding what you need to do before you go to the festival and the kind of tools that you're going to need as an ambassador. And most of those, again, they're in line with your volunteer agreement. Now the agreement is obviously for you and it's for the university, so it's a two-way street. In terms of training, again, you're going to get all the information you need when you're there. It'll be an ongoing process. And again, it's an experienced festival organiser, so hopefully you'll have a really good time when you're there and there'll be no issues. Health and safety generally. Now I know health and safety is not the most exciting topic, but it mostly comes to people's minds when something happens, but from a professional's point of view, we don't like to get to that bit. We like to do all the other bits so we don't have an issue. So, like anything, we have procedures. Now, people think procedures, it's documents, it's loads of stuff you've got to read. Primarily, the most important bits are the bits that keep you safe and other people safe while you're there. So, if you've been shown something, you've been given something to use, then why not use it? It's only when you disregard that and go and do something else, things happen. While you're there, if you do have an issue, or you notice something that you don't think is quite right that might hurt somebody else, get it reported. You know, we're not professionals, we can't tell by looking at something exactly what the issue is, but if you know something's not quite right, just report it to somebody and let them have a look at it. Because what you don't want is somebody else to come along after you and have an issue, because that's their festival over. And again, being respectful to other people. You know, when you're there, you're an ambassador of the university first and foremost, and you're there to have a good time. If you respect other people, they're going to give you it back. So, you know, it's a fairly common thing. So, in terms of mobile phone, there's one I had in the 80s. Most up-to-date thing going, and I ran over that with my car and it still worked. Yeah, be familiar with site emergency. You know, how many people go somewhere and they attend something but they don't actually look. If there's an issue, where do I go? What do I do? Most people end up in panic unless you're me, and I tend to look for all the nearest available exits. Yeah, staying in your groups, wandering around on your own in areas that you're not familiar with, you know, it's probably not the best thing to do, so stay where you're familiar. Go out with other people in your social time, but just be aware really of where you are. And again, if something happens, again it's the report word. Let somebody know that it's happened. Don't just think, oh, it were only a few quid, it'd be alright, I won't bother reporting it. Get it reported. That's probably reportable either if there's a welfare tent there, which I presume there will be, or to your supervisors as quickly as you can so that somebody can have a look at it. It's no point leaving it while the next day and then saying, oh, by the way, yesterday, because it's too late. So, personal belongings, everybody got iPads and decent phones, not like mine, it was on the other slide there. Don't bring them with you. Bring a phone with you or whatever you need to bring. that's suitable for the environment, because what you don't want is your 400 quid iPhone going missing. So bring a festival phone or something that's going to be suitable. And again, you can mark stuff, police can scan them and look for the UV. You can buy pens from Wilkinson's at about £3. Yeah, and if you've got cash, don't carry a cash roll in your pocket, all in the same pocket. Try and split it up if you can. I mean, presumably with festivals, there's not a right lot of security in your tents. Are they going to be in tents?
Yeah.
Yeah. So just split it up if you can. And again, don't carry stuff in your back pocket. It's easy for somebody to do. Most importantly is substances. Now we class substances as being alcohol or drugs that aren't prescribed by a GP. So, in terms of alcohol and drugs, you must not, and I emphasise the must not, be under the influence of alcohol or drugs at any time while you're at festival. The reasons for that are fairly clear. One, you're a representative of the university, and it's going to be damaging not only for the university but for you as a student, because while you're at festival, student disciplinary procedures are still valid and will be carried out. Not to mention the fact that you will lose your deposit, as highlighted this morning. So please bear that in mind.
Can I just add to that, that if there's been any unpleasant experiences for our student volunteers at the festivals, it has been whilst they have been drunk. I think one year somebody got run over because they were falling down drunk. So please just remember, you do need to retain control of yourselves, and certainly whilst you are volunteering, we do not expect you to be drunk, drinking or under the influence of anything at all.
As you all know, the thing about drinking is that your reactions are all different, your perception of danger is different, and this is the time really when things can happen and pretty much spiral out of control fairly quickly, so just take it as a note. In terms of if you do take prescription medicines that are being prescribed for an illness or a condition, then you need to let your supervisors know that that's what the issue is. You'll obviously manage those yourself unless you need them storing or some other kind of info. Lots of people forget to drink water. They tend to drink the other but not water. And obviously in our 2 days of summer that we'll be getting at festival, which is guaranteed you'll get it.
Absolutely.
That's the time when it's going to be hot, so don't let yourself get dehydrated. It can cause all sorts of issues, so drink plenty of water and eat plenty of food, generally good to advice. So, I put this on because what a lot of people don't realise when you drink alcohol, that look at some of those figures down this side here. Number of drinks. So take 3 large glasses of wine, okay? 10.5 hours for that to leave your body, plus an hour. So you think you're not going to be going to bed at 10 o'clock, I wouldn't have thought, unless you were me, and I probably would. If you're up, sorry.
I shall be.
If you're up, 1, 2 in the morning in your social time and you've had a couple of glasses of wine, just bear in mind the fact that if you have got an early-ish duty the next morning, leave enough time between that point and your duty, because you won't realise it's still in your body, so please just bear that in mind. Personal safety, again, it's really pretty much common sense. We all look after ourselves every day when we're out and about, so you do no different, other than the fact that you're going to be in a space where you've got loads of people and lots of stuff happening. So again, if you're feeling unwell, don't just grin and bear it and think, oh, I'll be alright, Let somebody know. You don't want things to develop and ruin your festival, so just let somebody know that that's the case. And again, I've enforced the fact, report any incidents that you see. Anybody know that guy? Yeah, clever guy, that guy. Came up with all kinds of theories, this one being quite a good one. It's all about setting an example to people that are at festival who see you as being a Leeds Beckett ambassador. It's about influencing other people, so how you behave directly influences something else. It's not rocket science, although it must have been because Einstein came up with it, but it is definitely true. First impressions, anybody know that guy? Yeah. What do you see when you see that guy? Just shout out, this is the audience participation phase. Yeah. Don't we? What people see, they judge. In the first minute, they'll judge what they see, okay? And people, when they see that, they'll make a judgment. But in actual fact, varies in real life. They look like two completely different people. So what you need to bear in mind when you're at a festival and you're in your Leeds Beckett branded t-shirt and stuff, hopefully like that, yeah. People will judge you on how you behave. This is why behaviour is really important. And that brings us nicely onto this particular slide. Some of these have been taken out of the agreement directly. And I'm not going to read every single word, but I just want to highlight: act in a responsible manner, act appropriately and respectfully. We all do that every day, don't we? It's part of our moral obligations, really. So when you're there, if you behave like that, then you'll have a good festival. Make sure you wear your branded uniform. People then will recognise you as being an ambassador for our university and obviously make you identifiable. And if you've given advice regarding your health and safety, then please don't disregard it. And last but not least, remember, what goes on the internet stays on the internet. So when you're in your social time, relaxing, just keep behaviour in mind.
Okay, so I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about logistics now. You won't necessarily remember all of this, but we will send you it out as a briefing prior to the event. So first of all, Latitude Festival. The coach will depart City Campus, the Rose Bowl, at 9 a.m. on Wednesday the 13th of July. You need to register from 8:30 a.m. Please do not be late. Do not miss the coach. You can travel separately if you wish, but you must let us know. Please email partnershipvolunteering@leedsbeckett.ac.uk. You will need to arrive at the same time as the coach because Festival Republic require that we all arrive on site together. It's a map of Latitude Festival. That may well change for this year. This is actually last year's. As soon as we have an up-to-date map, we will send it out to you. Leeds Festival. We trust you to make your own way to Leeds Festival, to find your own way from Leeds City Centre out to Bramham Park. Nearer the time, there'll be quite a lot of information about how you can do that, and certainly I know there are buses go out from outside of the station. And again, we'll provide you with more information nearer to the time. You can drive, but we would ask that you take a number of people in the car with you, and also don't forget that it's quite a trek from the car park to our campsite, so don't take too much with you. That's Leeds Festival map. Again, we'll provide you with an updated one as soon as we have it. Where will I be staying and what will I be eating? We provide you with 2 meals per day. So that can be your breakfast and your evening meal. For a few people who have shifts that dictate it, we will provide packed lunches, but it will just still be 2 meals per day. And please remember that those meal vouchers start from the Thursday. So for both festivals, there will be no food provided by the university on the Wednesday evening. So please take enough food for yourselves on Wednesday evening. You can obviously take alcohol with you to the festival, but we will not allow the alcohol inside the coach. If you are taking any alcohol to Latitude, it will need to go underneath the coach and will not be accessible during the coach journey. One of the first things that happens when we arrive at the festivals is you get a health and safety briefing from Festival Republic. We do not want you to be inebriated for that briefing, so no drinking on the coach, please. Things to pack. Quite a long list there. Tent, sleeping bag, flip-flops, strong closed shoes. We will not allow you to undertake your festival volunteering shift if you are wearing flip-flops or open-toe sandals. For health and safety reasons, you need to be wearing closed-toe shoes or boots that are suitable outdoor footwear. Wellies, water bottle, cash, sun cream, sunglasses, allergy, mobile phone, insect repellent, pillow, camping mat, torch, waterproof jacket. I would recommend that you take layers of clothing so you can kind of put layers on, take them off. Obviously there's nothing worse than being in wet clothing, so please remember to take something waterproof. Things not to pack. There is no glass allowed on site. please do not take any bottles with you. No animals, no flares, lanterns, no umbrellas. There are no umbrellas allowed in the festival arena, so please don't bring them. Again, we will send this list out to you nearer the time. There are no fires, no campfires allowed in our campsite. I understand in previous years there were, but this year, at the request of Festival Republic, there will be no campfires allowed in the Leeds Beckett campsite. What will I be wearing whilst volunteering? We have a branded tabard this year. So rather than t-shirts and hoodies as it's been in the past, we have a branded tabard. There you go. These are all numbered and will be issued to you with a number. This number is important. If any member of the public have any cause to complain or make a remark about you, that number is traceable back to you as the named holder of this tabard. So please do not swap with your friends and return the tabard that you have been issued with back to us at the end of the festival. Please do not wear your tabard when you are not undertaking your volunteering duties. Okay, roles. At Latitude, we have stage crew, site crew, film crew, media and photography crew, helpful arena team, and also a number of performance students who will be coming with us and camping in the Leeds Beckett campsite. At Leeds, we have the same crews. We don't have any performance students with us, but we do have a DJ crew. Now, for all of these crews, everybody will have a named supervisor, be that either a Leeds Beckett University staff supervisor or a member of Festival Republic supervisor. I can't yet give you who those supervisors will be because I'm just waiting for the information from Festival Republic as to who their supervisors will be for each of the roles. Leeds Beckett staff team on site will be led by Tracy Commons, who came with us last year, myself, Gemma Povey, who's part of our team, Joe Taylor, Ashley Dean, who will manage the film crew, a lecturer, he will be with us. Okay. Wristbands, deposit and agreement. Everybody on site will receive a festival wristband. This is a really important piece of kit. Keep it safe, do not lose it. We ask you to pay a £200 deposit for this wristband. Again, it's issued to yourself. Please have it at the end of the festival in order to reclaim your deposit. We've already emailed you asking for your deposit. This is payable by the 31st of May. Pay it through the online shop. You should have received an email through myhub with a link in to the payment page on the online shop. If you are coming to both festivals, you need only pay the deposit once. So pay it before Latitude and the deposit will be returned to you after Leeds. If you just come into one of the festivals, then the deposit will be returned to you immediately after the festival. Partnership volunteering agreement. We've also sent this out to you in a link in the email. This agreement details the way in which we expect you to behave. It is based on our university student charter and also includes links to really important information for you. So, for example, there is a link in there to the student social media policy, which is quite a new document, but does have some guidance as to how to behave on social media whilst you are with us in this volunteering context. The agreement also asks for any medical information you wish to give us. That is your responsibility to give us that information. It also asks for next of kin details, but again, that is your responsibility to give us that information. And we ask you for permission as to whether we can contact your next of kin or not. Without your permission, we cannot do so. The agreement also explains to you that we will send your name off to Festival Republic, who will undertake a DBS check on you, so that just to make sure that there are no kind of criminal offences against yourself. And we ask you for image consent so we can take your picture or film you whilst at the festival. Please read that agreement, sign it for us as well with your deposit payment. I must say, however, you are all over 18, you are all responsible for yourselves. The agreement is merely about how you behave whilst you are at the festivals volunteering with us. Communication prior to the festivals. We have already been emailing you through myhub and we will continue to do so. So we've asked for your agreement and deposit. We will send you this briefing today through myhub and other pre-event information. So the joining time for the coach for Latitude, a packing list, any other last minute pre-event information we will send you on email through myhub. We can also text message you. I would ask please that you make sure that your mobile number is correct in myhub and that you have given us permission to text you. If you've not given us that permission, we simply can't text you through myhub. But we will be sending out really important information, reminders, i.e. don't forget to meet us at 8:30 tomorrow AM through myhub, through texting. We will also phone you. So if there's anybody who doesn't pay their deposit in time, we will phone you and ask you why that is. Social media. We will be setting up a closed Facebook group, which we will invite you to join and through which we can start conversation going about the volunteering experience. We have a Twitter account. Please follow us, please like us, and also a Tumblr account where you can read about, in previous years, other people's experience of volunteering with us. Any questions? Thank you.